Well, hi, Susan. I see Susan's in the chat already. Where's Gladys and Connie? You hit the thumbs up button as soon as you come in, Susan. Well, that's good, so you don't forget. Oh, I've had a busy day. Been putting compost tea to my plants all morning. Is when I finally stopped and had lunch. Just been a pretty. Yeah, I finally got here, Susan. Where's everybody else? I was hoping Connie felt better this evening. There's Lanky Lady. Good evening, Lanky Lady. Looks like the internet is not very good this evening. I'm doing great. A little tired. Like I was telling Susan, I've been working all morning. I'm working most of the day out in the yard. And I still got so much to do. It's unreal. Hmm. Yours has been going off and on, Susan? And there's M. Largent. Hello. Kevin. Hello, Kevin. Welcome to our chat. Glad you could come back into chat this evening. And there's Miss Connie. Hello, Connie. I'm so happy to see you in chat, Connie. And there's Amanda Lynn. Hello, Amanda. And Derek. Hello, Derek. I'm doing great. How are you, Derek? There's Joanne Dula. Hello, Joanne. Yeah, I've been busy in the yard most of the day today. I finally just said I'm tired. I've done enough. It's getting too hot. So I came in, cooled off, got something to eat, took a hot shower, lay down, took a nap. I figured I deserved it. That reminds you you need water still? Well, I'll tell you what, it's been being so hot outside, I've been drinking my share of water. I mean, I get so hot outside, I come in, I'll down 2 bottles of water and nothing flat. And there's Sheila. Hi, Sheila. How's Sheila doing this evening? Well, we missed the storms yesterday. They just kind of went around us. But unfortunately, we didn't get any rain either. So I had to get out there and water all my plants. Well, put compost tea to my plants today. Oh, I bet, Joanne, it's been hot in North Carolina. It's been the 80s here and getting warmer. It's 81 degrees right now here at 7 o'clock. I'm almost afraid our rainy season is over, and I kind of hate to see it because when rainy season is over, then the drought kicks in. And then it's so hot and so dry, it's unbearable sometimes. Just a lot of wind, huh? Okay. Gladys is still fighting with that pad, huh? Well, I hate to see what's going to happen when I've got to get a new laptop. I know this one's not going to last forever. I mean, it's a pretty old laptop and it's been good and it still works fine, but I know sooner or later Windows 10 is going to run out and you're not going to be able to do much of anything unless you have Windows 11. And my laptop here is not capable of running Windows 11. So when that happens, I'm going to have to get a new one. There's Gladys. How's Gladys doing this evening? Yep, she made it. Her pad must have cooled off a little bit. It's just natural. It's still wet. I just shampooed it and brushed it out. This is the way it is naturally. Naturally frizzy and curly. DS and grandkids, hello. Welcome to our chat. From Florida, okay. Well, welcome to my channel and welcome to our chat. Friend Dennis from Florida. I got some really nice comments from people in the UK, Australia, Africa. I had one that he commented in there and said, I just want to let you know I just joined your channel or just subscribed to your channel and I'm from Africa. I don't know. I haven't made any plans. Probably just be home. My son's birthday is the 29th, and I think it's Wednesday this year. So I don't know if I'll see him this coming weekend or the weekend after. I just don't know yet. I don't know if they're going to come over here maybe this weekend or not. I don't know if he'll invite me over there this weekend. I just have to wait and see. I know I went over there last weekend, but I didn't have his birthday present because I had ordered it. I got it now, so. But like I said, his birthday's on a Wednesday, so I can either get it to him this coming weekend or the weekend after. I haven't really made any plans for this weekend. This town is going to be full of tourists, that's for sure. Well, good evening, Amanda. Amanda Lynn, and there's Becky. Do some barbecuing. I don't know. I haven't decided. Might barbecue some hamburgers or steak, or I don't know. It just depends on. See, like I said, I don't know if my son and my daughter-in-law will come over this weekend or not. They come over, I can grill something out for them. Or I might just grill something out for myself. I don't know. I already grill my ribs. So I don't know what. I have to look in the freezer to see if there's anything I can take out to put on the grill. And there's Ashley. Hello, Ashley. I don't know. I'm going to have to come up with a lot of recipes, I guess, to use new potatoes with and do a lot of videos. I'm not sure. But your new potatoes will keep for a while. They're like any other potato. Uh, Especially new potatoes, if you put them in a dark, dry, cool place, they'll keep for a pretty good while. Mine are just sitting on the counter for right now. Yeah, but the thing of it is, if he does come over, he doesn't want to be on the video. He does not want to be put on video or on YouTube. So it'd be impossible to video stuff. You know, I was wanting some watermelon the other day, and I almost bought one of those little individual watermelons at Walmart, but they wanted $4 for that little bitty thing. I said, I'll go back when I have more room in my refrigerator, and maybe I can spring for one of the bigger ones and have watermelon to eat for the whole week. I don't know. I don't have anywhere in my refrigerator to put a watermelon right now if I cut it, so. And you know, I've got one more 5-gallon bucket of potatoes to dig, but they're not ready to be dug yet. Those are those volunteer potatoes that came up in the bucket that I originally planted one of the banana trees in. And then I saw all those potatoes coming up. I said, oh no, I can't leave my banana tree in here. The potatoes are taking over. So I put my banana trees in that great big pot next to it. And they're doing good since I put my tool cover over it. You know, we made those in one of my other videos. And that's to keep the bugs from getting on it so they don't chew the leaves. And it's really done some growing since I covered it up. By a small one from BJ. You're not leaving us, are you, Derek? Oh, no, you don't need to do that. I've got a sweet potato out here, and it's got 3 sprouts on it that tall. I'm going to try to root those because I really don't have anywhere to plant them. And I'm going to take one of my totes or either one of my 5-gallon buckets, and I'm going to plant sweet potatoes in it. And this will be the first time I've ever planted sweet potatoes, so it's going to be interesting to see how it works out. You found 3 with lots of sprouts. Well, good for you, Susan. Well, you'll have to build your own soil like we do in my videos. Go back to some of my earlier ones. Well, I may show you again when I got some more buckets, 5-gallon buckets I'm going to fix. So I'll have at least one of them ready to plant my sweet potatoes in. And I can show you how we compost in place and build your own soil. And you can use some of that sand, just mix your sand in with it. You get the box and the mailman says, "What stinks in there?" Oh, I got more cards. I got a birthday card from Stephanie. I got a thank you card from Stephanie. And I got a thank you card. Let's see who I forgot. From Gail. So Gail and Stephanie, thank you for the cards back here. I'm sorry, I got right in front of them so you couldn't even see them. Let's do it this way. This was this was the thank you card for me sending Gail the seeds. I sent her a package of seeds. Oh. And this is the thank you card. I don't know if I showed these before. This is the thank you card from Stephanie and family. And this is a happy birthday card from Stephanie. It says, "May the coming year bring you good health, happiness, and success. Happy birthday, love, Stephanie." Thank you very much, Stephanie and Gail. You know, they're very pretty and thoughtful. They sure are. Who are you talking to, Susan? Oh, you must be talking to Gladys. You're asking her what kind of pad she has. I have no idea what she's got. Susan, now, like seeing my fat butt. Yeah, condolences to Dennis Malone and family. And you don't wear girls' clothes, DS and grandkids? Well, good for you. Oh no, they're chasing a tornado in Duke, Oklahoma. And it's Dennis. Okay. Not Denise, huh? Girl's name is Denise. Your name is Dennis. Okay, we got that. And there's Wani Ben Heglows. I'm not sure I pronounced any of that right, but welcome to our chat, Ben. It didn't say fat anywhere. Well, thank you, DS and grandkids, or Dennis. And I got a box sent today from FedEx. I don't know how this is going to work to try to show it, because my box is down in the chair. But it's a big box. And it, I just don't know how I'm going to do this. But it had one of those cooler things in it. But look, I don't know, I can't see the name of the squash, but it's a squash. I got 2 of them. I'm going to have to figure out how to cook them now so I can do a recipe on them. I got some pretty good looking tomatoes. I've got beets. I guess that's beets. That's what it looks like anyway. I've got some big old radishes. I got another head of lettuce, and this one's got the roots on it too, so I'll be able to plant this. I got celery in here. I got a couple of pears. Look at there. And I got a couple of sweet potatoes. I guess that's what that is. Salmon and pumpkin. A little package of it. This is pet food, so little buddy will appreciate that. Chicken and pumpkin pet food. He'll appreciate that too. He always likes treats sent to him. Oh, I got lemon herb salmon burgers. Look at that. I got flounder. Oh, I see some recipes coming up, y'all. Chicken breast. This is fully cooked grilled garlic and herb chicken breast. I've never seen them packed like that. Fully cooked already. Key lime pie dessert. Look at that. That's an individual key lime pie. That's what it says. Applewood smoked uncured bacon ends and pieces. That is going to come in good right there, y'all, because I love to season beans and all kind of good stuff with that bacon. Just the bacon chip bits. I guess this is that ice thing that's in here. Keeps everything cold. That's a neat way to send stuff, though. I didn't know they'd send it like that. But I'm going to put it down in there again, and that way it'll stay cold. Until I get off my live. I don't want to leave it out in the heat. But yeah, I've been meaning to buy me another head of that lettuce so I could plant it. And I kept forgetting to do that. So now I don't have to. I've got one. So that'll keep it cold. Leave it right there in that refrigerator. I mean, in the refrigerator, yeah. It's cold enough to be the refrigerator in there. But me and little buddy both, thank you. Let's see. Anonymous subscriber. Whew. Sorry about that. I didn't make y'all dizzy. But that stuff's going to come in good. I just have to figure out how to cook some of it and work it in with my potatoes and my... and I finally come to the conclusion that these are not mashed potato pumpkins. I mean, mashed potato squash. They are sweet dumpling squash. I found out sweet dumpling squash have the green on them when they're mature like this, and they don't get very big. The mashed potato squash don't have green on them. They just stay white, and they get a little bit bigger than this, a little longer. So I may have to replant my mashed potato squash, because so far I don't see any like that. Everyone that's come on there so far has been white to begin with, and then they turn green like this. So, and I know good and well I've planted some of those mashed potato squash somewhere. Or somehow I got the seeds mixed up. I don't know what I did. But I'm going to have to find the mashed potato squash seed and replant at least a bucket full of them. Yeah. I didn't make you dizzy. You were born that way, Dennis. And Tenny is here. Hello, Tenny. And M. Largent, hello. Welcome. Sorry I missed you. I didn't get to see the screen while I was showing what was in my box over there. Oh, that sounds good, Tenny. Taco salad is always good. Well, there's different ways you can cook those little sweet dumpling squash. You can cut them in half and bake them in the oven, put cheese and stuff on them. I'll come up with a real good recipe. That's why they're there. I picked them about a day ago, but I haven't decided how I'm going to cook them yet, so they're sitting there waiting for me to decide. No, I haven't, M. Largent. I've never eaten the blooms off of a squash or a pumpkin, but I know you can eat them. Some people fry them and eat them. I've seen people literally batter them and fry them, and they say they're real good. And there's Barbara. Hello, Barbara. You just woke up? Well, at least you're here. Yeah, I'm going to have to try that. One year, every zucchini plant that I had all male flowers. I got no zucchini that year. And I had tons of blooms and flowers. But I didn't think to take them off and cook them. It wasn't until after then I started hearing about how people fry the flowers off of the zucchini plant, you know, and there's other squash plants. So I might try them this, you know, if I get a lot of male flowers, I might pick them and try frying them. I don't know. It'll be something different. They're kind of like eating a slightly sweet potato chip, huh? The slugs get to your zucchini before you do. Is that considered a squash abortion? I have no idea, Dennis. No idea. Yeah, I know. When I could plant in the ground in my garden space, I produced tons and tons of zucchini, squash, cucumbers, all that. But like I said, I made the mistake of getting a load of topsoil delivered, and I wasn't thinking they'd have grass seed in it. In my mind, topsoil is just plain dirt that you can put anywhere. So I ordered it to go in my garden space. So they dumped that whole load of dirt in my garden space. I raked it out to find out it was full of Bermuda seed, Bermuda grass seed. And that's the worst you want to have in your garden. So I can't plant in the ground anymore. I've tried to kill it. Nothing will kill Bermuda grass. If you ever have it in your yard, you got grass because you ain't getting rid of it. I'm sorry. It's there forever. Decide to try to use the flour to rub. Yeah, I've seen people do that. I've never had to pollinate my flowers, though. Usually the bees do that. I've got plenty of bees out here. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Dennis says, I still wonder what you had in that mason jar. That was fire cider, y'all. That was for my allergies. I drank some before I started my live. It wasn't clear like that jar that I got in the mail, though. Yeah, the male flowers the bees go to, and then they go to the female flower and they pollinate it, and that's what gives you a zucchini or squash or pumpkin. But here a year or so ago, every zucchini plant I had planted had nothing but male flowers on it. I'd never seen anything like that. Not where they had no female flowers at all. And I should have known to pick the flowers and just fry them, but I didn't. I don't think I was even thinking about eating the flowers. I was just waiting for zucchini to come on there, and they never did. And there's Shelly Edwards. Hello, Shelly. Look like coffee in disguise. No, you're talking about my fire cider. No, it doesn't burn. I don't put hot peppers in it. I know. I've never had it happen before either. I'm just wondering if my zucchini plants this year are going to produce a zucchini. I think I saw a little start of one on one of the plants the other day when I was out there. I didn't notice today. Dennis says white lightning. I don't know. I keep getting these little sweet dumpling squash popping up on my plants though. The first one that produced them though, it looks like the plant's trying to die now after it's produced two little squash. Yeah, the male flowers got rid of the females, I guess. You're having a good time, love it. Yeah, and I just do not grow real good squash anymore since I haven't been putting them in the ground. They grew so big. Oh my God. I had zucchini that long, that big around, and they were just as tender if they'd have been little bitty ones. Best zucchini you've ever seen in your life. Don't grow them like that anymore in my totes and pots though, which is a shame. I wish I could plant them back in that garden spot, but it's taken over with Bermuda grass. If you tried to plant there, it would just strangle your squash and zucchini plants out. But I'm having a good time planting in totes and buckets and pots. There's just not much of an area that in my yard you can plant in the ground because there's so many rocks. And even in the under the canopy where I planted them in the ground, you had to plant the seed between rocks and boulders back there. You couldn't till up the dirt or anything. There was too many rocks back there. So when it got real hot, your plants died because you couldn't keep them watered enough. They just got so hot. Watering them even twice a day, finally it would get so hot and dry out here that watering them, it just steamed the plant when the sun came out. It literally cooked the plant. So they die off and. But man, I had a lot of them while they were going. I didn't know what to do with all of them. I was pickling zucchini and squash. I was cooking it. I was giving it away. Now I'm lucky if I get one or two to eat. That looks real good. My flowers are growing good. I don't know about Shelley's. Yeah, the women flowers showed out too much last year. I am lost with gardening. I have a few things, but not producing anything, just growing. No blooms except on my cucumbers, but they died off. Don't know if they were male or female. Well, my cucumbers are growing like crazy. They're covering all of the trellises that I've got up around that circle area where I've got all my cucumbers planted. And I've seen one or two little bitty cucumbers start on there. So I know I'm going to have some. I don't know how many. Yeah, I've never made zucchini relish, but I pickled zucchini and yellow squash. Just like you do a cucumber and make a sweet pickle. I made lots of jars of sweet pickles out of zucchini and yellow squash. And some of it I even spiced it up. I put a jalapeno in there to give it a little bit of heat, and they were pretty good. But I haven't, since that year that I got that load of dirt put out there, I've not had an overabundance of zucchini or squash to be able to do that. I just get enough to eat once in a while through the summer, and that's pretty much it. I make a relish with my green tomatoes, enlargent, and it's real good. I love my tomato relish. It tastes almost just like a cucumber relish, a pickle relish, because I use the same ingredients in it, but I use the green tomatoes at the end of the season and make chow chow. And it's real good. Yeah, I put out my compost tea this morning. That's what I've been doing most of the day, is out there with a little bucket going around watering each individual pot and tote and 5-gallon bucket that I have plants in all over my yard. And it was hot. And there's Sandra. Hello, Sandra. How's Sandra doing this evening? Because we were supposed to get rain yesterday, and we didn't. It went around us. But a lot of people said they were so happy it went around, because since they're building all these new homes in our neighborhood, all these big high-dollar brick homes, and a lot of the lots, they're elevating the lot. They're hauling in dirt, and they're putting it 5 or 6 feet up. So when it rains now, all the rain runs off their yard, and it goes into everybody else's, and it's making a mess. One lady showed her picture of the back corner of her house in her backyard, where the blocks, the cinder blocks to the corner of her house, was literally sitting in, looked like 2 or 3 feet of water. And other people's, their driveways are so muddy they can't even get in and out of their yard. And it's just because of the runoff from the new homes they're putting in. Because they're supposed to put culverts and ditches around those lots when they elevate them like that for drain off, so it doesn't drain into someone else's lot or yard. But the builders didn't do that. And they're making a mess. It's awful. I'm glad I'm up on this hill. Everything drains away from me. It don't drain toward me, so I guess I'm fortunate to be up here on the top. It makes my yard real dry because, rocks and sand don't really hold dirt or moisture. But at least I'm not flooded either. Yeah, I've got bluebonnets started in my yard too. And when I mow around them because I want them to go to seed. They're going to seed right now. So they'll spread seed across the yard. Yeah, that was the first year that I tried fried green tomatoes too, Connie, was the year I had so many green tomatoes that I made my first batch of chow chow, which is pickle relish basically. But that was the first year I tried fried green tomatoes. I'd never tried them in my life before. And I heard so much stuff over, how good fried green tomatoes were. So I had to try me some, and they were pretty good. Yeah, I got a pretty good potato harvest. It was a lot better than last year. So I know so far my potatoes, they love growing in a tote. I have my 5-gallon bucket still to harvest, but they're not ready yet. The plant's still real green and bushy, so I got to wait till the plant dies down to let me know that the potatoes are ready to be dug. And I want to see if they do any better in the bucket or if they do better in the totes. I think they did real good in the totes this year. I've got that whole big bowl of potatoes right here behind me. Yep, I got that whole big bowl of potatoes right there. And that is a big bowl, y'all. That's probably 15, 20 pounds of potatoes right there. And I've got a couple of tomato plants. My beefsteak tomato plants got green tomatoes, and I think it's one of the hillbilly I might be saying it wrong, but I know the beefsteak has got tomatoes, and that the one beside it has tomatoes, and I don't know offhand if it's the hillbilly plant or not. But if it is, it's full of tomatoes. They're not ripe yet. They're not even turning, but it's got a lot on there. Well, I've got that one potato out there on the porch, and it's in a glass. And so far, it's got 3 potato slips growing up on it. So when they get big enough, I'm going to break them off and drop them in the glass so they'll root. I'm told if you let them get big enough to break off the potato and then put them in the water, they'll root faster and the potato will put out more slips. Now, I've never tried it, so this will be the first year, so we'll see. I said tater first. Yeah, you can dry herbs without a dehydrator. It's hot enough here. If I had somewhere to put them outside, I could dry them. It gets so hot in this sun, they probably dry faster outside hanging up somewhere. Like basil, if you wanted to pull up the whole plant, get all the dirt off of it, tie something on it, hang it upside down and hang it on under your porch or somewhere where it's not going to get rained on, it'll dry like that, and then you can crumble the leaves off and put them in jars. I just happen to have a dehydrator, so I do mine in my dehydrator. But I've got to the place where I've got to put it out on the patio to do it, because with my allergies, it makes me almost sick to breathe it in the house. Oh, it makes the whole house smell so strong with basil when I run the dehydrator in here. So finally, it was bothering me so bad, I just took it outside, plugged it in, and put it on the patio table. And that's where I left it. I've been here since 1966 when I was born. You live in Florida, so don't hold it against me. And Dolores is here. Hello. I almost missed you, Dolores. I didn't see you come in. Oh, and I finally saw my first rutabaga today. I was out there checking some of those rutabaga pots because, I put them all like one little plant in a little pot that I thought was big enough to accommodate a rutabaga because I know they get pretty big. And I was just messing with the leaves and looked down in there and said, oh my God, that's a turnip or something. And then I realized, no, you fool, that's your rutabaga. But it's bulbing up. Tickle me to death. And my turnips are growing in that raised bed garden. They're taking over that garden. I should never have tried to plant carrots in there with it because the carrots are being overrun with the turnips. My arugula is in a separate pot, and I probably need to take it out of there because the turnip leaves are just towering over it. The same way at the other end in that other little pot that I've got, purple bell peppers coming up in. One of my viewers commented, they said, why do you plant so much in one pot? I answered back, I said, I think it's because sometimes all of it doesn't take and it'll survive. But I said, a lot of the plants love companion plants. If you can plant something together, like if you put a tomato plant in a tote, you can put a pepper plant in the other end. It's not going to hurt it. And then if you find a smaller flower or something you can put right in the middle, it's not going to hurt it. I've put 2 and 3 tomato plants in one tote because, these are 18-gallon totes, y'all. They can accommodate 2 or 3 tomato plants easy. Yeah, as long as you can hang it where um, it's not going to get rained on, because if it stays damp and moist, it's going to mold instead of dry. And then it'll be ruined. And I said that's probably what would happen to me here if I tried to hang it under the patio, because sometimes the blowing rain will blow in on the patio. It would just keep it wet and it would probably mold on me. So I just put it in the dehydrator. Dennis says, Linda, I can't believe how you think of so much to say. Well, I pick up things off of some of the comments in the live chat. You know, y'all talk and then it reminds me of something to say, or something I want to tell. I love it, but you couldn't talk a sheep to sleep. Well, I don't know. I've never tried. Never tried to talk a sheep to sleep. Yeah, it's probably going to be really hot. I mean, we've had like 110, 113 degree weather out here. So I know what hot is in Texas. And we can expect it to be pretty hot coming up. That's one reason I already tried to put that shade cloth up over the canopy to kind of protect some of my plants. That's why my plants on this side of the yard over here, some of them do a lot better than they do if they're on that side, because if they're on this side, they're under partial shade from the trees, and that helps. You know, when it's 100 degrees outside and that scalding hot sun is just baking a plant, it helps if it's under a shade. On this side, there's no trees, so a lot of times my plants will die when it starts getting real hot. That's one reason I put the shade cloth over the canopy. I said maybe that will help some of it. You know, I'm not going to save all of them, but it'll give some of them some protection. And then if I have to, I can, since mine are in like buckets and totes and big pots, I can move them. If I can find a spot on the other side under the shade, I can move them. I meant you could talk a sheep to sleep. Funny, they sleep when they want. I have an Italian herb that is flowering, so guess that means it's going to seed. So guess I need to dry that one before losing it. Well, you know, if I don't want to save the seed of a plant, what I do is I top head the basil and other herbs. When I see that it's starting to go to seed, I'll break it off at the top, and I don't let it go to seed. And I keep gathering my leaves off of my basil plant to dry. That way it'll keep producing more leaves. And then finally at the end of the summer, I just let it go to seed. Yeah, if you'll break, a lot of the plants will do like the basil. If you'll break the top of the leaf off where it's starting to seed out, just break that little piece off all over the plant, it'll just put out more leaves for you to break off. I mean, it'll keep trying to seed out, but you can keep breaking them off too, and make your plant stay a little bit longer. Nip it in the bud. Yeah, there you go, Dennis. Nip it in the bud. Dennis says, you keep talking, I'll keep listening. All these new folks going to be a strain on our grids. And they say, don't drink your water without a filter. Y'all hear that today? No, I haven't heard that. Yeah, like I said, if you want it to last longer, just break off the little pieces that are coming up that are trying to go to seed, and it'll keep producing more leaves for a while. And every time you see the seeds come up, just break it off. And then finally, you might want to just do away with the whole plant so you can break the seed part off, pull the plant, get the dirt off the roots, turn it upside down, and just hang it up to dry. Or with me, I just strip the whole plant of the leaves and I put them in the dehydrator and dry them that way. Dennis says I drink sulfur water. Does it smell like eggs? In North Carolina, where I'm from, the water we had that we lived in town was well water. I mean, we pumped it ourselves out of the ground, but it didn't smell like eggs. But 3 or 4 miles out of town, where my aunt and uncle lived, oh my, you had to hold your nose to be able to drink the water. Oh, it smelled like rotten eggs. And they say it's the sulfur in the water. Well, I used to bathe in it too when I lived in North Carolina, and that water would turn your bathtub yellow, your sink yellow, and it was the sulfur and stuff that was in the water. But it was good water. Yes, smells like eggs. Thank God our water didn't smell that way at our house. And at my grandmother's, she had one of the hand pumps. She didn't even have an electric pump to pump her water. She had a straight pipe that went down in the ground. She had one of them hand pumps on the top of it, and she literally pumped her water. And it did not smell like eggs. It smelled and tasted like fresh spring water. She had good water up there. Well, like I said, just a couple of miles down the road at my aunt's house, oh, it smelled terrible. It was eggs. Ooh. But you know what? When you pump your own water, it's the best for your skin, for your hair, because you don't have all the chemicals in it. And I know the treated water that we have here, it's safe to drink. They make sure of that, but still, it still has the chemicals and stuff in it that's not good for your skin, not good for your hair. My hair curls up 2 or 3 times more in North Carolina than it does here. One, because it's not as humid here as it is in North Carolina. Two, I shampoo with chemical water. In North Carolina, I didn't. So it all makes a difference. Sorry about that. I got to put something in my mouth so I don't cough you to death. Well, there's nothing wrong with the water, Dennis. It just smells like rotten eggs, or smells eggy because of all the sulfur that's in it. And bathe with lava soap, that sounds good. I know, I said if you have city water, the kind of filter you need for your water is a filter that goes on your water line when it first leaves the meter. You need to have a filter on your main line coming into your house. That way, every bit of the water that comes into your house has went through that filter, whether it's in your sink water, for your dishes, for drinking, for bathing, all that. Because I had a I had a salesman come here one time, and he was trying to sell me like a $3,000 water filter. And he was even going to test my water and all this kind of stuff. And he was telling me, you need filtered water to bathe in and all this because the chemicals dry your skin. It's not good for your hair and blah, 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 blah. But you know where he wanted to put the filter? Under my kitchen sink. Well, I'm not born yesterday. How's a filter filtering my water that goes to my kitchen sink going to help my water that I bathe in? It's not. I'm still going to have the same old water go into my bathtub and my shower and everything that I had before. So I don't need a filter just for my kitchen sink. What the hell is a meter? Well, when you're on city water, you got a meter out here behind your house. And your water goes through that meter. So every gallon of water that's pumped into your house, you're charged for. Now there is a minimum, like there's a set rate or set amount that you get one charge for. And then when you go over that amount of gallons per month, you're charged extra for so many thousands of gallons or something like that. That's how they figure out how much your water bill is a month. And mine is usually around $80 a month. Yeah, you don't have a water meter. I wish I lived out in the country so I didn't have a water meter. I could put that $80 somewhere else instead of paying for my water. I said they've already figured out how to start charging us for air. You know, you can't put air in your tires anymore unless you feed a machine with quarters. Pretty soon they're going to figure out how to dome your house and charge you for the air you breathe too. Your water comes from the Floridan aquifer. Yep. I think my last water bill was something like $81. And then we're rationed. We've been rationed on our water for 3 years now. I can only water my plants 1 day a week, certain hours. Can't wash your car in your yard. No outside watering at all unless it's on your watering day and you can water your plants. No, it's not combined with anything. It's just water. I pay another like $40 a month just for trash pickup once a week. Then my electric bill is separate. And there's Cindy. I know, Cindy, it's all crazy. It's just people making money. Well, see, I don't rent, Susan. I own my house, and I live in an HOA, a subdivision that's governed by HOA. So trash pickup is separate. Your electric is separate. Your water's separate. We don't have city sewage out here, so each person has to have their own septic system put down for their house. And I have my own gas tank out back. That 500-gallon tank was owned by the previous owner, so when I bought the house, the gas tank came with it. Connie says we pay $91 for bill fees and other amounts that make no sense. It seems to be getting billed times for one thing. Yeah, I know. And my Spectrum just went up again on my Spectrum bill. The government took away the $30 discount they were giving people, so I've lost that. And then Spectrum had a rate increase on top of that. I told them, I called them, I said, this is so crazy. I said, prices are going up, but people's income is not. I said, pretty soon people are going to have to start canceling stuff. Yeah, see, we don't have sewage here. It's in the county, so we don't have city sewage. I mean, they might try to put it in eventually one day, but I doubt it out here. You live in a mobile home park, so it's all in your rent. I show 20 thumbs up on my screen, and I got 40 people watching. Well, I'm on the internet all the time, too. And even when I'm watching the television, I'm on the internet. On the TV, I'm on YouTube. And right now, my TV is set for streaming. It's not on regular TV, even though I've got it. I could switch back and watch anything on regular TV. But I watch basically what I want on the internet. So I just leave it set on the internet. So I'm streaming everything. DS and grandkids. Or Dennis says, what's cable? It's a money cable run to your house. So you pay a bill every month, or you don't have internet, or you don't see your TV, or you don't get on YouTube. How do you get on there? With your phone? Or how are you getting on the internet, Dennis? I like making YouTube videos and I watch myself. Yeah, that's what's wrong with these home builders that have come in here. They're buying up all the lots they can at really low prices. They're throwing homes up left and right. They don't care about the drain off from the lot. They don't care about anything they're causing to people that are surrounding that individual house. All they care about is slapping that house up and getting their money. Because the minute that house is finished, they put a for sale sign in the yard. I think I stole it. Wi-Fi is free. It's not free out here. I mean, now you can go out in the city and go through like Starbucks Wi-Fi. You can go through the city's Wi-Fi. There's a lot of places that you pick up free Wi-Fi. But here at my house, If I didn't have my own Wi-Fi, I would not be online right now. I would not be on YouTube. I wouldn't doubt that. They're advertising that it's for sale. You know, they want people interested, but by the time it's finished, they want to be able to sell it to make their money. And I was at one of the meetings, and one of the gentlemen that was there was complaining to the board members about his lot. He's got like 3 homes that went up across the street from him. They hauled in dirt, elevated the lot, did not put in ditches, did not put in culverts under the driveway. So every bit of the runoff from that yard comes right down on his yard. His yard is a swamp. And he can't get anything done. He's told the builders about it. They told him it was his problem. The next day, he was served with a trespassing citation. And in a case like that, I think when they're given a permit to build in this community, somebody needs to be watching what they're doing. And if they're not going by the guidelines, the building guidelines, that permit needs to be pulled. I don't care if they're halfway with building the house. They need to put a stop to it until they rectify the situation. They need to get culverts under the driveways. They need to have drainage ditches around the lots, all that stuff. I said, I'm fortunate that I live on top of this hill. I don't get anybody's runoff. And the way my lot drains, nobody gets any of my runoff either. Well, my eyes are swollen all the time under here because of allergies. I know they keep after me trying to buy this place that I live in. But you know they're not going to want you to give you what it's worth, and you're not going to get enough to go move somewhere else. And I told him, I said, why would I want to sell my home? I said, I live here. Just like in North Carolina, I own some property back there, but I don't own a house or a building or anything on it. It's just a wooded land, you know, that's never been developed. And I keep getting offers, you know, we'll give you X amount of dollars. And I just message back and tell them, well, there's my price. Take it or leave it. No one has taken it yet. Yeah, they'll want my lots because I've got 3 lots together. But what they'll do is come in and bulldoze the house down because it's an older mobile, even though I keep it maintained for me to live here. They're not going to want the house here. They'll get rid of it and they'll build 3 homes on the 3 lots that I live on. And they'll make money. But they're not going to want to pay me enough to move. Oh, that's another thing. There's times I've spent 3 and 4 nights in a row and didn't sleep at all. And that just made my eyes swell worse. Yeah, well, see, there's no sidewalks here. But they do put in driveways, and a lot of times in these new homes that they're putting up, they'll put a concrete driveway in, but they don't put a culvert in for the little dip, which is basically a ditch to run off to. So there's nowhere for it to run but across the street into your neighbor's yard. And in the restrictions, they're not supposed to be able to change the water flow and all this stuff. But by doing what they're doing, that's exactly what they're doing. They're making everything drain from their house, since it's elevated, down to whoever's below them. Dennis says, what's a sidewalk? You don't need to know, Dennis. It's just a headache. We don't have sidewalks here in my neighborhood. You go into the city, they got sidewalks, and we don't have sidewalks out here. How much would you give for my 1969 Frigidaire? What do it look like? It's the one that's in my kitchen right now. I don't know if it's going to let me turn this. Let's see. There it be, right there. I painted it silver. That's the one I use every day. I've used that refrigerator every day since I've lived here, which has been many, many years. Depends on how much you drink out of that mason jar. That mason jar is gone. What don't you get, Susan? Well, they don't come to my house. They send me letters, and they call me. They text message me with offers. There's April. How's April doing in Hawaii today? You remember the old school Frigidaire with the upside down handle? Well, mine's not upside down. I'm going to have to go back to one of these. I wore my mask in the yard today, y'all, but and I drank my fire cider before my live, but I'm still coughing. Still coughing, y'all. Sorry about it. I don't think I've ever had an anxiety attack either. Yeah, it's all the flowers in bloom, everything that's in the air. So when I go outside, it's even worse. But I had a mask on the whole time I was out there. I figured that would help. And I think it did. I've just been talking a lot. I've tried everything for my allergies, my fire cider, everything. I guess I may have had a something like an allergy, or not like a anxiety attack. The year we went home on vacation, I think this first or second year after we moved to Texas, and my ex decided he wanted to buy the property that I own now, and he told me it was to build a house on, but the whole time he wanted it just to have a place to go hunting, because the deer love to bed down on my property and on the back side of it. The undergrowth and the trees were so thick they felt protected back there. The hunters couldn't walk through it, so the deer could go in that area and they were safe. Well, he said we were going to build a house on it when we retired, but that never happened. We ended up divorced. I got the house in the divorce settlement. I mean, the property in the divorce settlement. It doesn't have a house on it. So I still own it. Well, if you take vitamin C, that helps clean your blood too. I know, I was thinking about that. I even bought me some hot dogs. Because what I do is I take my little hot dogs and I break them up in little bitty pieces. I use a little bitty hook. And that's how I get my bait. I catch me my little bitty brim. And that's what I bait my big hook with. And that's what I throw out and catch my fish with. But the water's been so low, and we had such a drought last year, you couldn't even catch the little bitty fish for bait last year. There was no minnows up on the bank either to cast your net to catch. But with all this rain, I don't know how it is now. I haven't been out to the lake to see. But I know I've got a fishing trip coming up pretty soon because I want to go fishing. Yeah, I think I had an anxiety attack because I think I have an ulcer. And the only time my stomach really hurts and I'm in pain is if I gets real stressed out. And that day when we were back home, we were at my mom's, and he was making arrangements to buy the property. And at the time, I didn't want him to get it. I ended up laying down because my stomach hurt so bad I was doubled over. And I told my mom, I said, I guess it's my ulcer. I don't know what it is, but my stomach hurts so bad I can't straighten up. And you know what she did? She said, well, here, I've got a little bit of vanilla ice cream. Eat some of it. I ate it. My stomach immediately quit hurting. And I didn't know that like vanilla ice cream or milk would help an ulcer, but it does. So if anybody ever has a anxiety attack with an ulcer like that, eat you some ice cream or drink you some milk. I catch my little fish because my little fish are bait to get the big fish. Yeah, there's some stomach issues that the milk would be bad for. Your husband had to take Valium growing up. And April had cardiac arrest, died years ago and had to be kept in a coma for a week. So you lost a whole week of your life and don't even know what was going on. Alcohol kills ulcers. I don't drink alcohol. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe if I drank alcohol, I wouldn't have an ulcer. Balloon pump keeps me alive. I mean, alcohol is a cure for some things. When I was little and I had real bad bronchitis and would run extremely high fevers to the point I was hallucinating, my parents would fix me what they call a little hot toddy, little bitty glass of whiskey and stuff, and tell me to drink it. And it worked. I mean, it helped me get better. There's more old drunks in the world than there is old doctors. Yeah, I can agree with that. They stay drunk all the time. They don't do anything physical to wear themselves out to die young. Unless they end up with bad livers from all the alcohol. I can imagine, Gladys. I just cannot understand how it would be to be confined to a bed 24/7. Yeah, my mom would use that too, but I would get bronchitis from my allergies. I'd run such high fevers, I was crazy. I didn't even know where I was or what I was doing. And I was just a little kid. Yeah, we all love you, Gladys. We all feel for you, but and we all wish we could help, wish we could do something, but there's really nothing we can do but just be there for you. We love chatting with you. George Jones is not dead, he's sleeping. Who's George Jones? Oh, okay, yeah, that George Jones. I love these chats. I love to get on here and just chat with everybody. Dennis says you are not serious. Serious about what, Dennis? I was telling Connie, Susan, that I was going to try to go to Chili's tomorrow, but now I'm not sure I'm going to make it tomorrow. I don't know. We'll have to see. After getting that whole box of stuff, I'm not sure if I'm going to go to Chili's tomorrow and try to come up with some recipes to use that stuff. You could do both. Yeah, I guess I could. Could go there for lunch tomorrow or sometime a little after lunchtime. April says, I got to cook, but I'm listening. I'm starving. Well, you go right ahead and cook, April. We don't want you going hungry. I forgot to move that back up a little bit whenever I turn the camera back around. Yeah, I've still got that card somewhere right here. Get hold of it. See, I got it right here. Were you telling me what to order? It says, I want you to go to Chili's and get a costada explosion salad. So I got it. I don't think I dare wait later than tomorrow to go because there'll be so many tourists in town, that place will be packed. I'm just wondering if it's going to be too packed tomorrow to even go. Get Fiesta egg rolls for an appetizer and a drink too. Man, that'll be a lot of food. I don't know if I'll be able to eat all that. But you'll waddle out afterwards, yeah. Willie Nelson's the best. And you know me, I don't do spicy, yeah. I don't want it real spicy. A little spicy is okay, but I can't do a lot of spice, especially if it's hot. Yeah, I'll have to probably get a box to go. Dennis says stay the hell home tomorrow. Not. Well, Susan sent me that birthday present of a Chili's gift card, so I've got to go to Chili's and use it up one day. I was going to go yesterday, and I had so much to do. And then I got so busy today, and then I said, well, I got my live tonight, so today was out too, so I might just make everything wait and go tomorrow. Go to Chili's tomorrow. George Glenn Jones. Really, April? He lived there and your kids grew up with his kids? You're talking about George Jones? He lives in Sprinkleville here on the island. We don't have homeless people here. Oh, Willie. Lord have mercy, Sevierville. I know probably up in Fort Worth and Dallas there's homeless people living on the street. We don't have that here. They don't allow stuff like that here. We had a couple that walked around from one neighborhood to the other. They camped out here. right at our pool area when it was still open. Would use the bathrooms and showers down there because they didn't have anywhere else to go. And they would camp out under the canopy there. And the association found out what they were doing and finally told them they couldn't do it. So they basically ran them off. I don't know where they went. But we don't have the bathrooms or the showers or the pool down there anymore. We do have the canopy left up because we use that, but everything else is gone. Yeah, that'd be giving my birthday present away. I'm not going to give my birthday present away to someone else. I don't go to Fort Worth. I used to go up there quite a bit, but now I don't. Granbury has grown so big that everything you possibly really need is right here in Granbury, so there's no need actually to drive to Fort Worth unless you wanted to go to Costco or somewhere like that. I never have been to Costco. Don't care because I don't want to go. I don't have the money to spend at Costco, so I spend my money right here locally and buy what stuff I absolutely need right here. And then they've changed the major highways and everything else up there so much till just to get where you want to go is an act of Congress now. Oh, we have Super Walmart, we have Chili's, we have a lot of restaurants and fast food places in Granbury now. There's just about every kind of restaurant, whether it be a chain restaurant or just locally owned. So any kind of food that you want, you can get right here now. Except there's two that I kind of wish they had here, but I probably couldn't afford to eat at them anyway. One is a Red Lobster, and the other one is Olive Garden. I love Olive Garden, and I love Red Lobster. But I never get to go because they're in Fort Worth, and I don't want to go up there to them anymore. Not by myself. What's a Walmart? You know what a Walmart is, Dennis. You're not that dense. You're not that far out in the woods. Oh no, not Red Lobster. You say they're going to close? They're closing? Yeah, the last time I went out with my daughter and her mother-in-law, we went to Olive Garden, and I bought them lunch. It was their soup and salad, which you get so much food with a salad, and then their soup and their breadsticks and all that. I'm full by the time I eat that. I know, he's just being silly. I'm picking on him. He knows where Walmart is. I imagine he goes to it quite often. Well, you can cook a lot cheaper, and sometimes it's a lot better to do it at home than it is to go out and eat. Just like my two chili dogs I got today. I fixed them here at the house, and they cost a fraction of what you would pay if I went out to a restaurant and got two chili dogs and a little handful of chips and a drink. That probably would have cost you $20 or more. And I didn't have, what, two little Oscar Mayer wieners and two hot dog buns, cheap hot dog buns, a handful of chips that I bought in a great big bag, great value. The pickle relish put on it was some I made myself. I put a little bit of chili on it that I had made myself already. I put mustard on it. So I bet my two two chili dogs and my handful of chips and my drink probably cost less than $3. And if you figured up what each item cost that went into it. I know it's got so some of the prices at Dollar General has gone up. Prices at Dollar Tree has gone up. You know, it used to be everything was for $1. Now it starts at $1.25 and up. I mean, you can pay $5, $10 for stuff in there now. But Dollar Tree still has some good buys in there. I have to commend them from that. And the manager told me, he said, well, the employees get a lot of stuff that the customers never see. Because everything comes through the back. And if they see stuff they like at a good price, they put it aside. They don't put it out on the floor. And, they can do that. You like Kmart submarine sandwich? I've never had one. Well, it's a Dollar Tree is what they call it. And back when they first opened, everything in there was $1 each. Now the cheapest thing in there is $1.25. But still, you can go in there and get a loaf of bread for $1.25. You can get a lot of stuff for $1.25 that if you even went to Walmart, you would pay $2 or more for. I get those little black buckets that they have in there. I pay $1.25 each for them. If I bought them at Walmart or some of the other dollar stores, they'd be $3, $4, maybe $5 for that same bucket. It'd be a $10 store. Yeah, Hawaii would raise the price on it, that's for sure. It would be called the $10 tree. Well, I've never eaten a Kmart submarine sandwich. I didn't even know Kmart had them. I haven't been to Kmart in several years because I'd have to go to Fort Worth to go to it. And like I said, I don't even go up there in that traffic anymore. I really have no need to. Everything I want or need, I can buy right here in Granbury, or I can order it on the internet and have it delivered to my house. Yeah, even Goodwill has gone up in their prices. Used to be you could get any t-shirt in there for $1, $2. Now you pay $5 and $6 or $7 or more for the same thing. But I think it's a Goodwill store, and I thought they raise money for Goodwill. It's why they resell the clothing like that, to make money off of it. Yeah, Ross has some good stuff, and we have a Marshall's here, which they have good stuff in their store. But I don't usually go by unless there's something I need, and really I don't need anything. It's Granbury. Here, I'm going to type it in. Well, I thought it was typing it. There you go. It's Granbury. With a G. Well, it's been a couple of years since I've been to Kmart, but they used to have one off of 20 in Fort Worth that I went to. And to my knowledge, it's still there. Now, it may not be. It may be closed. What is a Ross? I wouldn't doubt it. With these inflation in prices and stuff, everything's going up. All the stores have to raise prices to stay in business. Yeah, I remember Woolworths counter them too. Can you type in Ross? Well, you got it right. Why should I type it again? It's ROSS. Their slogan is dress for less at Ross. I'm cooking fresh. Piece of one had to eat meat. LOL, I got thin. Well, the one in Fort Worth may be closed by now. I don't know. I used to go up there sometimes at Christmas time if I was Christmas shopping, like for my granddaughter. I just go up there to see what they had, to see if they possibly had anything I liked. Sometimes they would, sometimes they didn't. Yeah, and Sears, I always shopped at Sears. Our Sears store is closed in Fort Worth. It closed here in Granbury. We used to have a mail order store here in Granbury, where you could order out of the catalog, and they would ship it to the little store here, and you just go out and pick it up. I used to order my kids' clothes there, like both of them wore slim sizes. Like their jeans, they had to have a slim size or it'd be too big. And Sears was the only place I could get jeans for kids in a slim size. So I'd order all their jeans from there when they were there, and sometimes other stuff. But yeah, they've been closed for years now. Hamsters are illegal in Hawaii. What brought that on? Yeah, I loved Montgomery Ward, and I still get a catalog from them. So you can still order. If you're on their mailing list, they still send you a catalog out, even though they don't have like a walk-in store you can go to. Gerbils are evil. Gerbils. I don't know. I've never owned one. Don't want one. Yeah, Susan said something about hamsters. Well, the gentleman that owns the lot next door to me came down, and he sat out there and talked to me a long time. He's 87 years old. He had not been back over to this lot in so many years, couldn't even find his way around the neighborhood. He called me at the end of the street to make sure he was in the right place. But he said he was going to get a friend of his to come over and cut the tree. And if he couldn't get him, I had given him the name and phone number of the young guy that trimmed the tree on top of the roof to keep it from hitting the house. And because he asked me if I knew of anybody that might do it, I said, well, this kid might. I said he was riding around the neighborhood one day and stopped and asked me if I had any trees need trimming and stuff. He needed to make some money to buy groceries. And it just so happened that I had a tree limb on the house. And I probably mentioned it to y'all before. About every time we had a storm, the wind would blow hard. It would cause that limb to bounce and just bang the top of the roof. Sound like it was coming through the roof. And I had him trim that up. So hopefully that's not going to happen again. Well, it might too, that if his friend can come. I don't know if his friend works or what the situation is. And he may be busy for this week, since the holiday and everything. Because he said he would try getting his friend to come over. And if he couldn't get him, he'd call the other guy, the young guy. But since I haven't heard from him, it's probably because the holiday weekend coming up. A lot of people have planned stuff, and he might not be available this week. Oh, hello, Kai. I just realized you popped in the chat. How's Kai doing this evening? Yep, everything's hunky dory. Don't catch Alzheimer. Yeah, I don't need that. I got enough problems. I don't need Alzheimer's. I got the shakes. I'm so hungry. Yeah, that'll happen. Your stomach gets so empty, it's shaking hands with your backbone. You'll get the shakes. Maybe he called it. Yeah, I don't know. He was a real nice man. I told him, I said, if it gets cut, I'm going to have to do it myself. And I said, I don't think I'm up to doing it. I've tackled trees out here before, but none that much of a tree, you know. He says, no. He said, you don't have to cut it. He said, I'll get somebody over here to cut it. He said he couldn't do it. He's 87 years old, and he's not able to do that. So, and I said, oh, no. I said, I realize that, but I said, I really don't want to tackle it either. Shimmy, shimmy, shake. Was. You think he's lying to me? Well, he might be, and he might have just said he was going to call somebody, and maybe he didn't. I have no idea. I guess time will tell. I'll give him till after this weekend. You know, the holiday is over. And then I'll get in touch with him again and see what's going on with it. And Randy, she was in and she's leaving us already. I know she works, headed back to bed, take care. Yeah, you got to get some sleep. They've been making you work a lot of hours. Have a good night, Randy. Have a good day tomorrow. Oh. Well, I think you can spell Randy or any of those names with whatever letter you want to spell them with. It can be a Y or I. Could be an E even. Just whatever you want to put on the birth certificate. DS, she is a female. How do you know that? He said his name was Dennis. He said not Denise, it's Dennis. So DS and grandkids is a girl. It's Denise, not Dennis. Well, why did you tell me before it was Dennis? It was male. Because you just said Randy is a female. Now y'all got me all confused. I don't know who you're talking about. I was talking about DS and grandkids. And y'all are talking about Randy. No, I said people spell names any way they want to spell them. They put them on the birth certificate, so that's the way they spell it. It could be Randy with an I, Randy with a Y, Randy with an E. Could be Randy with two E's at the end. That's what I thought, Dennis. You said you were a man. Your name is Dennis. Who told me that? I give up. I miss some of these posts and it gets me confused. Okay, I get your drift. DS and grandkids is a man. And you're talking about Randy is a she. She's a female. Is man. Dolores says mine is spelled like this. Can you check your... No, I can't. The only thing I can check is what's on my computer screen because my phone is using my camera. I can't check messages on there. Unless it'll come through on this other tablet. Let me see. You got it right. They're getting confused. Yes. Well, I'm afraid to touch the camera because if I do, I might turn the live chat off. It's happened before. There, I checked it. Yeah, really, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Don't do that, then I won't have anyone to talk to. Did y'all pay attention to my thumbnail? No, yes. Yes, but can't remember. Little buddy is scratching at the door, but his food is out on the porch. He must be eating it all and he wants more. Okay, I'm going to read it to you. Why fit in when you're born to stand out? And that was Dr. Seuss. That just caught my attention when I read it because it got me thinking, people said, well, everybody wears this. Everybody drives this. Everybody's house looks like this. Everybody's yard is like this. And it's like you got to be conformed to the way everybody else is. I don't agree with that. Why can't you have your own... I don't even know how to explain it. Why can't you have your house look the way you want it to look? Why can't you have your yard to look the way you want it, not like your neighbors? Why can't you drive the car you want to drive instead of one like your neighbors? Why can't you be different? God didn't make everybody on this earth to look identical. He did it for a reason. Everybody doesn't need to look exactly alike. Everybody doesn't need to drive the same car. Everybody doesn't need to live in the same freaking house. Get my drift? You can be different. It's okay. Yeah, no, we're not cloned. We're individual people. We're all different. We all have our own mind. And that's one thing I hate about a lot of these subdivisions that get so into the way your yard looks, the way your house is, how big your car is. It's like, give me a break. Breathe. Smell the roses. You're stressing out about something that really doesn't matter. Does it bother me if my neighbor's yard gets a couple of inches too tall? No, I could care less. Sometimes my yard gets several inches too tall. It just happens. Let me get little buddy something to eat before he scratches a hole in the door. You coming in? No, you want it out there, huh? He wanted it out there. He didn't want to come in. He tickled me, though. The last time it rained and stormed bad, he came to the door wanting something to eat. And I got his bowl and I was putting the food in it on the counter up here. And he did come in. He looked outside and it was thundering and lightning and it was raining. And he decided, no, I think I'd rather come inside to eat this time. But if it's nice, he wants to be outside. And just like some of these neighbors, they get so strict. Even to the color of your house, the color of the trim on your house. It's got to be just like everybody else's. Well, I don't want my house to be a carbon copy of my next door neighbor's house, you know? I don't want to live in a neighborhood like that. I guess that's one reason I like living where I'm at, is because it seemed like I was in the country. I didn't have that many people living that close to me. And it didn't matter if my grass got a little tall, you know, if I wasn't able to mow it or didn't feel like mowing it. You know, I could get out there 2-3 days later and go ahead and mow it. It didn't matter what color my house was. I guess I could paint it a bright orange and no one would care, but they would today. I put a bright orange on my house, they'd probably complain left and right about that house down the street. It's orange. That looks terrible. Well, I really wouldn't paint my house orange, though, because I wouldn't like that either. But, yeah, I don't want cookie cutter anything. I'm my own person. I don't want my hair exactly like someone else's. I'm not going to wear makeup just like someone else's because they wear it. I'm not going to wear clothes exactly like my next door neighbor. Why should I? I wouldn't want to do that. I'm not a twin. I'm not a triplet, and I don't want to look like one. April says I'm a rebel. Yeah, I believe you are a rebel, April. Gladys is probably watching and laughing at us. We know you're there, Gladys. Well, that's kind of what these home builders are doing to our association. by coming in here messing up these lots the way they're doing, building these homes to make their living. That's kind of what they're telling our association. Because if they were hauling in so much dirt that they were raising the level of that lot to cause such bad drain off that it floods the yards around them, then the association, the board of directors, should have done something about it. The property owners across the street shouldn't have had to complain about their yard being flooded every time it rains. The association should have pulled a permit or done something to get them to correct the situation. Is DS on another tantrum now? Oh, he's telling me what to tell them about people that want to be cookie cutters. Want to be a triplet to someone else. That's all he's doing. Yeah, but some things you can tell them and some things you can't. Yeah, and I definitely don't want to look like Tammy Faye Baker. I don't want to have so much makeup on that I could take this paper towel and touch my face like that and move it away and my face would be on this paper towel. I wouldn't want her sheets and pillowcase cleaning bill, because you know she leaves her face on the pillowcase every night, because I doubt she takes all that garbage off her face when she goes to bed. Because what if she had to get up in the middle of the night and the house is on fire? She couldn't run out without her makeup, and she certainly wouldn't have time to put it on, would she? I could not wear that kind of makeup. That is just totally ridiculous. It melts in the sun. That's for sure, because what little bit of makeup I wear, I get out in the yard working and I start sweating and I'm wiping my face, and I have nothing left on my face. And I don't wear makeup anyway, except a little bit of eyeliner, eyebrow pencil, because when I lost all my hair, all my eyebrow hairs came out. And most of them did not come back. So if I don't put a little bit of eyeliner on or eye pencil on, I really don't have any eyebrows, y'all. But that's basically all the makeup I wear, is just to make it look like I've got a little bit of eyebrows. I mean, when I go to bed at night, my face don't stay on the pillow when I get up the next morning. I've always been allergic to most of the makeup, so I don't ever wear it. I mean, never have. Sometimes I might wear a little bit of foundation, but it's usually CoverGirl by Noxzema, or it's Noxzema by CoverGirl makeup, and it's for people that have allergies. That's usually is the only kind I can wear when I do wear it. But it's so hot here in Texas, and you sweat so much, you can't keep it on, so why bother? And mascara, if I put that on, I'll sweat so much that it's all over my face. So I don't even like to wear that either. Yeah, there's very little eye makeup I can wear that I'm not allergic to, that does not irritate my eyes. So usually I don't wear eye makeup either. I did wear makeup when I was singing in the choir and we were doing concerts and stuff like that. They tell us to put extra makeup on because of the lights. If you didn't, your face just was washed out. So I did wear makeup for that. And the time I went and had these glamour shots done, I wore extra makeup. But it's not stuff I wear every day. I don't like it. I don't want to wear it. Well, I don't have any tattoos. I tried to get eyeliner tattooed on one time, but it wouldn't stay. It looked good for a day or so, and then it would like scab over, and then the scabs would come off, and the eyeliner was gone. And I said it'd be neat to have my eyebrows tattooed, but if you don't go to the right person and they don't do it right, they can make you look hideous. And I'd want them to look natural, you know. I wouldn't want them to look like they were drawn on. So I'm almost afraid to venture out and even attempt to do that. Probably couldn't afford it anyway. I like pantyhose. I remember Grandma wore those. Nobody wears pantyhose anymore, Dennis. Pantyhose is a thing of the past. And it's too hot in Texas to wear pantyhose. I used to order mine online. I got the best pantyhose online from this company. And I loved them because you know how you get a run in your stockings? Those things would not run. They lasted forever. So I kept a supply of those at home during the time I wore pantyhose. But it's just so hot out here. You don't want anything on your legs. So I'm going to have to turn my speaker off. It's starting to get static and stuff on it. They still have legs, but not in the egg. I don't even own a pair that I could wear right now because it's just too hot. I mean, sometimes I would get like the knee-high stockings if I was wearing slacks and I wanted to wear a nice shoes. And I didn't want my feet to stick to my shoes. You know what I'm talking about, ladies. It was always better to wear stockings on your feet to wear sometimes nice shoes rather than have your feet stick to them. But yeah, it wasn't too long after I moved to Texas that I stopped wearing pantyhose. They were just too hot. Oh my God. I did too, Susan. I'd wear long dresses and wear boots, nice dress boots, and I'd wear the knee highs to wear my boots because you couldn't see my legs anyway. Yeah, if you've ever lived in Texas, you know you do not want to wear pantyhose out here. It is too freaking hot. Oh my goodness, we've been on here for over 2 hours, y'all. I didn't realize that. Time flies when you're having fun, don't it, girls and men and ladies? Ladies and gentlemen, put it that way. Yeah, they make your legs look nice, but it gets 105 degrees. You don't want leg stockings on your legs. I mean, I did put up with it if I wore a short dress to church when I was singing in the choir because, you know, I wanted to look decent. But then most of the time we wore robes over our clothes anyway, so you didn't see my legs. But I don't wear them anymore. It's been years and years since I wore pantyhose or stockings of any kind. I bet you could rock that in the day. I don't know, Dennis. I used to be a lot better looking than I was years ago than I am now. But everybody gets older. Can't stay young forever. It just makes me feel good that usually people don't believe my age anyway, so I just tell them don't ask and I don't have to lie. Use top of a knee high for a nice soft hair tie and you cut off the top. Yeah, that would make a nice one, I guess. But she's only sleeping. Oh, okay, Mama Goodman. I was trying to figure out where I knew the name. Well, thank you, Dennis. I try a little. Oh, it's raining where April is. We missed our rain yesterday. It went around us. It sprinkled a little bit for about 5 minutes, but not even enough to get the ground wet, and then it just blew away. But like I said, a lot of the people whose yards are flooded because of the drain off from these new homes being built were tickled to death that it went around us. They said, well, maybe it'll give the yards time to dry up a little bit instead of flooding it even more. 77 here, April. It's just now got down to 77 degrees. When I first started my live, I think it was 81 or 82. Rain, what is that? I know the feeling, Sheila. In the middle of a drought out here in Texas, you wonder what in the world is rain, We haven't had it in so long, we don't know what rain is anymore. And there's Dee Hall. Hello, welcome to our chat. And I'm not telling you no lies, so don't ask me how old I am. You wouldn't believe me if I told you so. There you go. Sheila gets about 4 inches a year if she's lucky. Well, like I said, Texas gets all their rain at one time. We got 4 inches in one night. Sheila says it's 88 where she's at and dry, dry, dry. Yeah, it's going to be that way here coming up pretty soon, I'm sure. (10:17) and it's 89 degrees in Florida. Yeah, that's pretty warm for 10 o'clock at night. 9:18 here in Texas and it's 77 degrees. 4:18 in Hawaii. I like to eat cactus apple. I've never tried one, Dennis. But a lot of these people out here have told me, because I told one of the teachers at school one time when I was working out, that I was a substitute teacher for many years after I retired. And I told her I had been digging up cactus in my yard. And I said they had those little red pods on them after the flowers fall. And she said, oh, you shouldn't dig them up. People love to grow them because you eat those pods. I said, well, all them stickers on them, I don't want to mess with them to eat the pod. She said, well, you cut the pod off and then you singe the stickers off the outside with fire. Like you could take one of those little lighters and singe the stickers off, and then you can cut it open. And I said, well, see, I've never done that. I've never seen anybody do it, so I didn't know how you would eat it. I just know I didn't want to get stuck by those stickers. Oh, that reminds me about the gloves. Did you order your cutting gloves, Susan? 61 degrees and raining, or rain coming, 719 in Washington State. Yeah, prickly pears. I had them growing all over my yard. And I love the flowers that they put out. They're beautiful, but you couldn't keep those cactus looking decent. All that weeds and everything else would grow all up between them, and you couldn't keep them cleaned out to look nice. And finally, I just dug them up and got rid of them. And every once in a while, I'll see one pop up out of the ground where I dug them up. But they're still all in the lots all around me, and they're still over in the lot that I own next to me over here. Oh, not yet. I was waiting for some money. I know that how that is, Susan. I got many a cactus sticker stuck in my legs out there digging them up, too. You can ask I asked a couple of the Mexicans to help me dig them up. No, 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 no. They don't want no part of digging cactus up. I did it myself. Washington State, hope you don't get eaten by a bear. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice if we could all win the lottery, y'all? That'd be so nice if we could win one of those big lotteries. I think if I won big on the lottery one time, I'd be sending some of it to all my ladies and gentlemen in my chats. All of my faithful people that come into my live chats. Someone asked one of my brothers one time if he won the lottery and won big, would he give any of his family any of it? And he said, well, I don't know. No speak English, right? They act deaf, dumb, and blind. You ask them to mess around and help dig up cactus. They don't want no part of it. Oh, we got all kinds of critters out here. We got prairie dogs. We got snakes. We got deer. We got foxes, we got raccoons, we got skunks, we got armadillos, we got opossum. You name it, I think we got it. Thank goodness I haven't had snakes in my yard in many, many years, and I hope I don't ever have any. And somebody did post that they had wild pigs in their neighborhood rooting up their yards and stuff, but it's on the other side of town. I didn't know we had wild hogs or pigs in this county. They're terrible up around Fort Worth. I mean, They beg you to come up there hunting and just to kill those hogs up there because they're getting into all the neighborhoods, messing up people's yards, rooting up their gardens. Oh, they're causing all kind of destruction. Well, I don't have deer here at my house, but some of the other neighborhoods away from me, they've had deer come up in their yards and in their neighborhoods. I haven't had them here. I just had 5 cows one day. I got up one Sunday morning, looked out my back door, and I had cows in my yard, y'all. I opened my door and I had 5 cows in my yard. Part of them were already in my garden, eating my garden up. I called the police station because I didn't know whose cows who the cows belonged to. And I told them, I said, well, somebody's got to do something. I said, they're eating my garden up. The cop said, well, I guess they got hungry, didn't they? They said, yeah, we know those cows. They get out quite often. We know where they're from. But he said, we're not set up to go pick up cows. I said, well, somebody better, because I'd already heard around the neighborhood that if somebody didn't come get them cows, they were going to have a free barbecue. After I told him that, they got a trailer out here and they loaded them cows up, took them back where they belong. Yeah, wild pigs are bad. I mean, some of them the hunters will kill and they can butcher them and they make good sausage and stuff like that, but a lot of them are too big and too tough. So you have to pick and choose which ones you'd want to, butcher and eat, that's for sure. My son killed one so big that come up in his yard. He said, Mom, that thing was so big and tough. He said, I don't think I'd ever want to eat it. He just dug a big hole and buried him. He had him coming up in his yard, rooting up his backyard down where he lives. Yeah, freezer full of free beef or beef. Well, I know some people that would go hunting at least once a year up in Fort Worth and kill those hogs. And they did butcher a lot of them and turn them into sausage and hams and all other kind of cuts, and they'd fill their freezer up with it. But you got to be kind of choosy on which ones you do that with. Because like I said, some of them great big ones are just way too tough. Don't piss off the vegetarians. I don't think we have very many vegetarians in my life. I think pretty much the people that come into my life eat meat and vegetables. There might have been one or two that were vegetarians off and on that have come in, but yeah, usually they like meat too. And there's Michelle. Hi, Michelle. How are you doing this evening? I have to eat meat now. I got too thin. I don't want no pig's feet. You can have all the pig's feet you want. I don't want no part of it. My dad liked Pickle's pig feet. I remember him, he would get a jar of them occasionally and sit down and eat them. I'm sorry, I don't want any part of them. But he grew up eating stuff like that. His parents had a farm, so he grew up eating all that kind of stuff. He grew up eating buttermilk and all that. I don't want any part of buttermilk unless it's to put in my biscuit dough when I make biscuits. Hi, Amanda. Welcome. You're a new subscriber. Well, I'm happy to have you from Sydney, Australia. Glad you could make our chat tonight. Everybody tell Amanda hello. Give her a warm welcome. From all the way from Sydney, Australia. Frosting my hair. Okay. I better look good. My hair would be frosted if I just didn't dye it. I said I'm a camouflage brunette or blonde. I've dyed my hair for so long, I don't know what the natural color of it would be anymore. Probably gray with a lot of dark speckles in between. I don't know. Yeah, that sounds good, Dennis. Fatten up that wild hog and then butcher it and cook the whole pig. Yeah, I think that's the way mine would be too, April. Because I can tell from the roots when it grows out in between coloring it. Sometimes it goes too long, and I can see that there's a lot of dark, but there's a lot of gray too. So I'm not sure how it would look if I'd let it go natural right now. I don't want hog head cheese. I'm sorry. I don't want no part of it. I don't want chitlins. I don't want hog head cheese. I love cracklings. My grandma, they used to butcher hogs every year, and she'd always make a great big old, I called it a witch's pot. They had a big round black cast iron pot out over a fire in the backyard that she cooked the hog fat in. And you dip out those cracklings after all the grease was, the lard was cooked out of them. Put salt on them. Oh, that was good eating. Pork rinds and cracklings. And they made some of the best sausage. Oh, good bacon and ham they used to smoke in the smokehouse. Yeah, that's what I say, April. I feel fortunate that I made it to the age I am, but I don't know if I can handle the gray hair. Most people don't believe that I'm the one that lives here, that I'm the old lady that lives here. They think I'm my daughter that comes down to help me. I have to laugh at that. It's like, no, my daughter don't come down to help me. I do everything myself. I live here by myself. I'm the old lady. I know you don't have to be old to have gray hair. My son started getting gray hair when he was 16 years old because he took after his dad and his aunt. They were both almost completely gray-headed by the time they graduated high school. So my son was gray early, but he inherited that trait from his dad. Sometimes I wonder what it would look if I quit dyeing my hair and just let it go natural. Just how gray it would be and how much dark was still in it. It would probably look like it was frosted heavy, maybe. I don't know. Frosting my hair, is that highlights? I guess. I mean, you can frost it a lot of different ways. You can put streaks, thick streaks down your hair to frost it. You can put real light frosting in it. And when you do it, it makes it look like you got gray hair and dark hair combined. So I said, some people pay a lot of money to look like that, and I'm covering mine up. I don't know. I've never made flour. So I don't know anything about wheat and what you would do to make flour. My grandparents always took their corn that they grew. They took their corn to the mill and had it ground into cornmeal. But now they always bought their flour from the store. So I don't know anything about making flour, so I can't answer that. Somebody else in chat might be able to answer Susan's question about making flour. I have no idea. Yeah, I would have natural highlights too, April. I know they all frost it out and they pay a fortune to get it looking gray. And here us older women are covering ours up. You're fine, Darlene. You're here. That's all that matters. I went blonde one time, and one of my son's friends hadn't seen me since I went blonde. And he said, "What happened to all your pretty dark hair?" Because my hair was dark brown when he saw me. That's the natural color of my hair, dark brown. It's more of a blondish brown now because I use a light color when I dye it. I'm trying to make it look natural even though it's not. Well, thank you, Dennis. I'm sure you're precious too. Not long before my granddaughter graduated from cosmetology school, she bleached hers out white, gray looking. And it was real short and it looked good on her, but I didn't even know who she was when I saw her. I said, "Oh my God, that's my granddaughter." She didn't look like her. And then the last time I saw her, her hair was all grown out about the length of mine, and it was her natural, like, kind of a brown color. And I said, "Well, you look more like my granddaughter now." And I know she said the same thing about me because my hair was cut short in layers and darker when she was growing up. So she remembers me with darker, shorter hair. Yeah, I probably wouldn't mind it either if I could get it all overnight that way. But letting it grow out from where I've been dyeing it, even the light color, you got all this gray roots coming in and it looks, I don't know, it don't look good. And I said I don't want to cut it all off to do that, but and then I might not like it once I let it go back naturally gray or whatever color it's going to be. So I said, then I've done that all for nothing. Oh, Dolores says that we had and ran a corner country store. That's how Mom Liz taught me to count money. You were named after Darlene Ice Cream. My nickname is Pumpkin. I'm 64 years old. I washed my hair cut too early and it was orange. Horrible. Oh, oh no. See, I don't like to use bleach on my hair. And I've always just tried to keep it the natural color that I grew up with, but it's a lot lighter right now than it was naturally. And like I said, right now my natural color would be a mixture, kind of a salt and pepper of gray and the dark. Hi, Cindy Sandu. How is Cindy this evening? Oh, really, Susan? They think Jesse's your sister or your daughter? They were shocked to find out you're not even related. Thank you, darling. I'll send you a picture of us together. Getting ready to make some chili and cornbread. That sounds good. I still got some chili in the refrigerator I need to eat up. That's one reason I hate to go out to eat, but I need need to go to Chili's, but I've got chili in the refrigerator. I've got all this other cooked stuff in the refrigerator. But I don't know. Most people didn't want to play for a while, so we've just been coming in on Thursday night and just chatting. We can go back to playing trivia on Thursday nights if everybody wants to. It's just kind of the majority rules, so to speak. A lot of us just like to get in here and chat. We've been having a good time just chatting back and forth. I had albino streaks in my temples. My granddaughters have them with long sandy brown hair. I bet that's cute. Let me check Susan's message. There's the picture she just sent me. I hope it comes through real good. Can y'all see that pretty good? I remember Archie Bunker. Their shirt says, I work hard so my dog can have a better life. Did y'all notice their shirts? Their shirt says, I work hard so my dog can have a better life. That's cute. Is that your parents, Susan? My brother, my mom, and me. It's cuddle time, y'all. I guess that's Cece with her. She's cuddled up to Cece. Or one of her little babies. Michelle said, I couldn't figure out how to send you pictures. You just send it in Messenger or messages, I guess. Or an email. Some people send me pictures in email. Hauserlinda49 at Gmail. Oh, we really missed you, Dennis. Chatting. I love hearing y'all. Okay, how did you send it, April? Did you send the picture email or through Messenger or chat? I mean, through messages or what? Email. Okay, let me check. Did you just now send it, April? Oh, the other day. Let me go look down. Because I remember you did send pictures the other day. Well, I'm not finding the last one that you sent has nothing in the email. And that was way back. Let's see. On May 3rd. And it just has a whole lot in the email. It doesn't have a picture or anything. Was it that far back? Hmm. I don't have anything in my spam folder from April. So I don't see anything. It's your show, Linda. Come back and join us. I'm here. I haven't went anywhere. I've checked junk mail. I've checked spam. I've checked new mail. It's not there. Okay, April, you can try and we'll show it Sunday. Yeah, I'm not bored. I'm wide awake. I had my nap this afternoon. I could stay on here all night, but I know some other people that probably wouldn't want to. If I'm brave enough, I will send picture of me. LOL. Well, if you want, I can do the Sunday live through StreamYard so y'all can get up on the screen with me. I did that for the May birthdays, and then I forgot to put the link up there, and I forgot to tell everybody, and nobody mentioned it. So we went through the whole birthday celebration for May on StreamYard, and nobody got up on the screen with me because we all forgot. And that was the reason I went live on StreamYard, was so, people could get up on the screen with me. It won't work for me here. I tried. I'm too far out. Oh, well, okay. It doesn't matter. What do you mean my people are yelling at you, Dennis? I've got a big honeydew melon out there. It's about the size of a grapefruit. And it came up from one of my volunteer seeds. Okay, April, send whatever you want. Susan's using all caps so she'll be seen. Connie, you want to get on StreamYard Sunday? Y'all gonna get up on the screen if I do go through StreamYard? I probably got enough time left on it. I don't go through StreamYard unless somebody wants to get up on the screen with me. Okay, well, I can schedule my live for Sunday on StreamYard. It might be later than 3 o'clock. I don't know. It just depends on what comes up for the weekend. I don't know yet. Just a couple of days, just till the seeds get a little dry. I've got some up on my counter right now that I cut out of a little pepper, the little sweet peppers that I have that I'm going to plant. And they've been up there 3 or 4 days probably because I keep forgetting about them. But just leave them up there for a couple of days till they dry. I lay mine on a paper towel, and a lot of times they'll kind of stick to the paper towel. And after a day or so, I'll loosen them off the paper towel and kind of spread them around. And if they don't stick to the paper towel anymore, I can go ahead and plant them. Cucumbers are the same way. It was 85 here today outside of Philly. Have tomatoes, pepper cubes, and lots of herbs. That sounds good, Darlene. Has anyone here heard of spraying magnesium oil on the bottom of your feet? Helps you rest better at night and take away aches. I have no idea, Timmy or Tenny. I have no idea about spraying magnesium on your bottom of your feet. So I can't answer that. I can't help it all. Well, I don't know what happened. My bush beans just seem like they're drying up. I picked them all, and then it started getting real hot. And we got all that rain, and it's like the plants have just dried up. Now, my pole beans, my foot-long beans, they're growing like crazy up that trellis. But, I had my bush beans in the green stalk tower, and they're basically gone. I mean, I'll probably replant peppers or something else in the green stalk. Or I may plant a pepper beside one and see if it helps shades it and see if that'll help it grow back again. But I don't know. They may not come back. Yeah, Connie's amazing. Tenny, eating pineapple before bed will help you with aches and help you sleep. I don't know. I think I missed something too, Susan. The only mason jars I have is some that I have fire cider in that I made or gotten, and then others that I've canned stuff in. I usually take a couple of ibuprofen before I go to bed. That helps me relax and relieves what little bit of aches and pains I got so I can go to sleep good. Connie looks like Crystal Gale. She's beautiful. Connie is a good-looking lady. Oh well, your dogs know what's good, Darlene. If they eat your tomatoes, if they're down low enough for them to get to them. That's probably the one I had coffee in or tea. I know I had made a cup of coffee or a cup of hot tea in one of the videos and I was drinking it, so that's probably what that was. My little mason jar with the handle. I use it as my coffee mug. Whew. Yeah, I didn't know that about pineapple either. I know a lot of people have told me to eat sweet pickles or drink the sweet pickle juice, and that helps get rid of arthritis pain, muscle spasm, cramps, that type of thing. I've never tried it, so I don't know. It could be pickled beets or pickled cucumbers, just any kind of sweet pickles that has all the vinegar. Because it's the vinegar that does it, really. Well, see, Susan, I didn't know that. I didn't know that pickle juice helped with your blood pressure as well. Because whenever we had pickle beets or just regular sweet pickles on our salad bar, when I worked at Lake Stone Terrace, a lot of the ladies would get the pickles and the pickle beets, and they said it was because of the juice. It helps with their cramps and stuff like that. Oh, I was telling people about the pills off of that you buy right off the counter at Walmart. It's estroven, ESTROVEN, something like that. Take one a day, and you don't have hot flashes or anything. That's what I took the whole time, so I never had hot flashes or anything like that. Is it the raisins that helps with the pain or the vodka? That's what I started to say. Vodka will make you not care whether you hurt or not. You soak anything in vodka and take some of it every day, it'll probably make you quit hurting. Yeah, it'll make you forget you hurt. I was wondering that too, Susan. Is there any names that Dennis does not like? Now Susan is this favorite name for a girl. And see, I know I've got allergies to a lot of herbs. Like all these fancy teas, you can buy the different flavored teas that they put in the tea bags. I can't drink those. There's one I don't remember the name of it that's supposed to help you sleep. Kept me up all night. I've never tried ginger tea. I mean, I've eaten ginger and I like ginger in some of my food, but I've never tried ginger tea. I don't know if I'm allergic to sage or not, but I don't like the taste of it. I don't like it in my food. I think it was chamomile tea that I got some one time, and I must have been allergic to it because it had the opposite effect on me. Now, green tea I drink all the time. I either get green tea or black tea is what I drink when I make my iced tea or hot tea. No, I'm not allergic to green tea. Not allergic to black tea. Beet juice, banana, strawberries, apple smoothies are good too. Well, I've never tried putting beet juice in a smoothie before, but hey, whatever works. April says she grows all her teas. Little buddy's fine. I gave him some food just a little while ago. He was out on the porch eating. I've become allergic to work. I think a lot of people have, April. There's so many businesses out here in town right now that are dying for people to come work. The poor guy at Dollar Tree, he can't keep people working there. They can't keep people working at the one in Stephenville, so they got him going back and forth at one time, and he was running both stores. complete bed rest for me. I feel like that a lot of days, April. Good gracious, y'all, we made over 3 hours already. Time flies when you're having fun. I became allergic to work and I retired. 33 years, Department of Military Affairs. Stay at home, granddaddy, and love it. Never look back. Well, good for you, Dennis. I'll have to try the ginger tea, Dolores, because I've never tried it before. Jasmine green tea. I don't think I've tried jasmine. Not tried rose tea either. Nope. Not tried lavender. Wow, that was not right. I have some ginger root. I grew some last year. I haven't planted any this year. I've even got my 8 grandkids watching you. We're going to grow vegetables containers like you do. Well, good for you, Dennis. Lemon ginger bag and one decaf green tea is good combo. Yeah, hello, Dennis's grandkids. How old is your grandkids, Dennis? What's their age range? Yeah, I know a lot of tea comes from China. They will be with me tomorrow. Well, what is their age range? Like, how old are your grandkids, Dennis? 2 through 11. Oh, wow. You got your hands full. 2 years old, that's a cute age. You talk too fast. I'm sorry. I always forget that there's a delay in what I'm saying and what you when you hear it. Japan volcano blowing off. Yeah, you got to have a lot of energy for a 2-year-old. They're big enough to get into everything and to run from you. But they're fun. I think she said Japan volcano blowing off, Susan. Well, y'all, this has been fun, but we've been on here for almost 3.5 hours. We got to get off of this live. I mean, I still got a pretty good crowd in here, 36 people. Oh, they have more than one in Japan? You muted the TV and they asked, did I talk? China is going to take over Taiwan by June. Oh, wow. I said, Lord, mercy. Yes, she does. Well, if I do make it to Chili's tomorrow, I intend to try to go live. I don't know how that's going to work out because I don't know how busy they're going to be. I don't know if there's music playing in there because it's been years since I've been in Chili's. I don't know what the situation inside is anymore. But if I can't go live, I'll definitely try to record it somehow. What is a chili? Chili's. It's a restaurant. CHILI apostrophe S or something like that. Chili's is a restaurant. You could go do a voiceover. Yeah, I could. If they don't say anything about me videoing in there, I don't know how that's going to work. And I know Chili's is pretty noisy, so they may just think I'm talking to someone on the phone because I record on my phone. And if I have my little tiny tripod with me that you just hold in your hand, I can set it on the table. And they might think I'm just talking to someone on the phone that I can see. They might not realize that I'm videoing in there. We'll see. But I was thinking about going tomorrow, which is Friday, is before. I'm hoping that a lot of the holiday people hit Granbury. I mean, I think this weekend is going to be the busy weekend. I mean, it may not. It may be next week. But Memorial is what? Monday? So they'll have whatever festivities they have for Memorial Day this weekend. So I'm hoping that a lot of people, maybe the crowd won't be hit by tomorrow. Maybe if I go like for lunch or mid-afternoon or something like that. No, tomorrow is Friday, Susan. Go to Fridays on Friday. We don't have a Fridays here. We've got one in Fort Worth, but we don't have a Fridays in Granbury. But again, I got to go, y'all. We've been on here 3.5 hours. I've got stuff I've got to do. I got to get that box of produce that came. I've got to do something with it. I don't think I can just leave it in the box. I mean, I don't know how long that ice is going to stay frozen in there. We never had one of Fridays. Well, they've got a Fridays in Fort Worth. You know, their slogan is "Thank God It's Friday." And I used to go up there with a friend of mine, and we'd sit at the bar, not to really drink, but we'd go up there and get their blooming onions and eat hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that. They had some pretty good stuff that was not even on like the dinner menu. It was all hors d'oeuvres you could order. Like the blooming onion was so good, and it's so big. Oh my God, you eat a whole one of those, you don't want anything else to eat. Well, we appreciate you too, Dennis, and we're glad that you have your grandkids coming and you can enjoy them. And hopefully one of these times they'll be with you when I go live, maybe. They'll get to see that I do talk and they can actually chat with us and chat with you. No, I didn't have a mason jar. I don't drink. I don't drink alcohol. I know you're joking. Okay, y'all. God bless everybody. Love you. Have a blessed night. Have a good day tomorrow. And we'll see what happens tomorrow about chilies. I might surprise you. And I'm going to get off of here and let y'all go. Have a good night. Bye. Night.